a community strong.
Yep, but we are very much live now.
Oh!
We are I sprung that on you, and apologies. It looks like Christoph as reporter for duty, but yes, we are here for your monthly edition of Women of Star Trek, and I've sprung it on Pheebs, so I'm here. Pheebs is here. We are all ready to go. Even though I have sprung it on her. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's good. I like to be kept on my toes, Becca, and you are welcome to spring anything on me at any time.
But yes, we're back for this month's edition of Women of Star Trek, and we are discussing Beckett Mariner. And I think we need to get lower decks out of our system. Though I do feel like this is probably going to be the chant for this episode, because what a character she is.
What a character, what a series. I think it's well known how much I love Lower Decks. I love low status characters, like with zero influence or power over the universe, just trying to get by.
Yes, and Beckett, oh my god. I think this series is very much a love letter to Star Trek fans, and it's very much written by Star Trek fans, I feel.
For sure.
Yes, but this is the one that people voted for, and I'm excited to see it, because I think this is going to be a different one from last time's episode.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
And actually, for a series that has like less episodes, less series, in terms of character, there's a lot to dig into, I think, with Mariner.
There is so much to dig into. It's just a fantastic character, and I don't also think it's just the character. I think it's also the actress who plays her.
Yeah.
She is absolutely amazing, and the fact that she's not just played it in the cartoon, she's also played it live action. And I don't know if you've managed to see the live action episode when they gone on to Strange New Worlds.
I haven't, so Strange New Worlds is on my list of Trek to watch.
Yes.
And but I have seen clips, because obviously, like, I Google Lower Decks on a weekly basis.
Yes, we do.
So I have seen like her on Strange New Worlds, even if I haven't seen the whole new episode.
Yes.
And she's great. She is Mariner.
Yes.
Like actor defining role.
When they picked the voice actors for Lower Decks, they very much had an idea that eventually they were going to do live action, and Tornay is she's just Mariner. She is amazing. And I love this character. I think it's the character we needed in Star Trek.
Yes.
I predict she's probably going to get very, very high scores, and she's going to get definitely some very defining moments that we recognise over this. But before we get into that, how have you been? What have you been up to this month?
I've been good, thank you. We've been hanging out over on Anime Club, watching. We've had like a double JoJo bill this week.
Yes.
So I am like going from the kind of like hyper masculine world of JoJo Bizarre Adventures into Women of Trek. It feels like I'm at two opposite ends of a very weird spectrum.
I think you needed Women's Saturday. You know, we've had Women of Nerd Culture this morning, and now we've got Women of Star Trek. I think we needed this after a double dose of JoJo.
Yeah, I think so. And Paul was like, Phoebe did not hold back, and I was like, I didn't, because I needed more women in my life. So this feels like I've come to like bathe in the cool waters of Star Trek. And I've also been at the beach all day, so I'm like all sunshine.
You've been at the beach. I've been at a free comic book day in Newcastle. I am very, very peopled out. So this is nice. This is nice. I just get to sit here. I haven't got Baileys this time. I learnt my lesson. I've just got some Coca-Cola.
Cheers, snaps.
I've got some ice cubes because it is very hot. I am suffering prickly heat rash. So I'm just here, and I'm just going to be chilling.
You have got a shout out for the shirt that you wore today.
Oh my god, yes. I wore the most amazing shirt, and I have been calling it my bisexual shirt. I messaged Phoebe on Thursday afternoon, and I was like, Pheebs, I've got something to show you. And she was like, what? I was like, I need to show you my bisexual shirt. So I did stand there, and it is amazing. I've actually put it in the wash, so I can't even go grab it. But
it is fantastic, and I let's put a picture in the Obsidian Fleet Discord.
I will put a picture in Obsidian. Actually, I think I put a picture in there this morning. So if you just scroll back in the Discord, if you're on the Discord, you will see my fantastic comic book T-shirt that is just amazing, and I'm going to be wearing it everywhere. Because it is so awesome, and I loved it. And I want a big shout out to the woman that, as I got off the metro and I got off into Newcastle Central Station, who was like, oh my god, I love your shirt, as I was saying to her that, oh my god, I love your mushroomy dungarees. So shout out for women that do that to people.
You said they were dungarees. You didn't say they were mushroom dungarees.
They had like mushrooms or flowers. It was cute. It was adorable, and she was adorable, and her little tiny human was adorable. So I hope you are living your best life, because you were so sweet, and I was just so happy that someone had said to me. And even the man in the Travelling Man was like, great shirt to me, great shirt to Paul, who was wearing his superhero Spider-Man hoodie. Excellent. And then he kind of just went, great, and then he looked at me and said nothing, so that we all burst out laughing. So Lee, you looked great, as per usual.
Great face.
And it was lovely just to see everybody today.
Yeah, that's so nice.
And I have a mini blog that I've put out on Women of Nerd Culture, TikTok and Instagram, so if you want to check out what I've been up to today, go ahead.
Yeah.
But shall we get into Mariner Beckett?
Let's delve into the complex and beautiful deep waters that are Mariner Beckett.
Well, Becky Freeman, as she's also known in some other universe, was that confused me. I was like, oh my god, there's finally a character called Becky on the internet, and I love it. It's finally a Becky character in Star Trek. Yes.
See, like this is a Becky, I feel like the perfect name. Mm-hmm. We obviously all the best humans. Nearly every D&D campaign that I have run / been a part of has had a character called Becky with the good hair.
Love it. Yes, I am very much not Becky with the good hair today. I am very much Becky with the tired hair, and it's just piled up because I had it
on a normal day. But on a normal day, I would say you are a Becky with the good hair.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We have a Becky. Nerdy Up North saying we have a Becky as a guest tomorrow on the podcast. What podcast are you doing tomorrow? I might as well shout that out while I'm here. I can't remember what it is. I want to say
April's over, isn't it?
Don't know. I'm sure he'll tell me in a second. Oh, he's asking, have you ever thrown a shoe at anyone in your campaign?
No. My first solution is to often to try and talk things through.
Yeah, no, that was not happening. Yeah. Oh, they're talking about Heretic tomorrow over on Nerdy Up North, so that should be a good one. I've not seen it. I don't think it's my type of vibe, but you do you. And we'll put a link below. Well, actually, there's probably a link below to Nerdy Up North, so go check them out. But yes, Mariner Beckett. For anyone who this is the first episode that you're joining us for, we basically mark the characters out of 10, 5.
We mark them out of 5?
5. Okay, we'll go for 5. We'll work it out. Because this is the
we'll work it out, and if it's actually 10, we'll double it.
We'll double it for free. But yes, they get marked on different categories for each one. So the first one is leadership and command abilities.
Ooh. So here's my thing.
Okay.
And this is one, like, I always feel like I start these with, like, well, here's the thing. It's not, I don't, like, you know me, it's not black and white. We all exist on a spectrum. But I think there are different Mariners, right?
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons that Mariner is such a great character, because you have this like really complex character development throughout the story. At the beginning of the series, she's scoring really low. But I'm gonna take Endgame Mariner as my marker of who this person is. And I'm gonna say she scores a 5.
Okay.
5 out of 5. Because and she's not perfect, but she's really tough. She's like she is capable of diplomacy.
Yes.
And she's willing to die for her team.
Yes.
And she's also very fallible. She's very human, and she's willing to admit when she was wrong. And I think that's the mark of a truly great leader.
Yes.
Because lots of leaders are good at lots of stuff, but the great leaders are the ones who recognise when they've done something wrong, and I would say that Mariner is that character for sure.
I've got a similar score, actually, 5. Mariner is chaotic good leadership personified. You know, there is no other way to describe her. She hates authority, including her own, but when she's in charge, she leads with instinct, tactical brilliance, and she is so damn loyal to her team. It's unreal. She may be anti-establishment, but she's a born leader. Just one who would rather kick down the hierarchy rather than climb it.
Yeah. Which what I really love about, like, that's of course, like, who would you rather work for? Someone who's going to be like, well, that's not your job because I'm the boss, or someone who's going to be like, let's all do the right thing.
Yeah. I had a manager when I worked for Walmart Asda who basically always described leadership as 1 finger pointer forward, 5 pointing back. No, was it?
How many fingers have you got?
I'm trying to think. Yeah, it was 1 forward, 4 back, so that yes, he was always leading, but he was always thinking, yeah. And it might sound a bit dodgy, but it's always stuck with me. Even 20 years on, I think I always think of what he said. I might not have the saying correct, but I always think it's not just about me. It's about the team that I lead.
Yeah. I think that's that's compelling leadership to me. That ability to kind of examine your own shit.
Yeah, basically, pretty much that. Yeah. Okay, what do we think on her scientific and technical prowess?
So here is where I think she's going to lose some points.
Yeah,
because Mariner's not, like, she's a thinker, but she's not an academic, let's be honest, and that's okay, because I think she surrounds herself with the experts, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'd give her a 2. And the only reason she's getting a 2 and not a 1 is because she can at least follow instructions of other people when they're telling her what to do.
Yeah. Well, I kind of agree. I've actually given her 3 because she has got skills. I'm not being funny, she bounces between different ships with a higher level of knowledge than she should, because obviously she shouldn't be an ensign. She should be way up there in the command hierarchy.
Yeah, her attitude's definitely been the thing.
But I think she prefers improvisation, and she's just got gut instinct over technical protocol, so I kind of have to mark her as 3. So that's 5.
I think that's decent. I think 3's fair, because you're right, she does bounce around.
Yeah.
She does probably know more than she lets on as well, which I think is a common theme with Mariner.
Yes.
Chris has just weirdly put he was stroking his turtle in. I think they're trying to derail us, Becca, but let's not let them.
No, let's not let them. And no, I don't want a sponsorship from Asda, so no.
Right.
So I've put I'm going to go for this one, for the combat skills and tactical brilliance. I've put she is an absolute beast in this field, so I've put a 5.
Yeah.
Whether it's hand-to-hand combat, phaser fights, or running guerrilla ops on a backwater planet, she's battle-tested, scarily competent. She'll dive into danger with 0 hesitation half the time she causes the chaos, and the other half time she solves it with rogue brilliance.
Yeah, I have to agree. And my example of it would be, I don't know if it's either Second Contact. It's the one. I don't think it is that, because that's where she goes and like helps with the farming equipment thing.
Yes, I know which episode you mean.
Yeah, but I think in terms of it's the gladiator kind of, where she's there in the like gladiatorial arena and like having to like fight her way to freedom.
Yes.
And that's like it, like cartoonily ridiculous.
Yes.
It's very funny episode.
This is what I like about
That's total beast.
Yes, she's a total beast, and I love her for it. But this is what I love about Lower Decks and Star Trek the Animated Series. What they can achieve with cartoons we would not get in a live action. I'm sorry, we wouldn't get half the things that we get from these characters if it was live action.
Yeah.
No.
I 100% agree. And actually it reminds me, that episode with the, because they fight like loads of different alien species as well, so to do that in real live action would cost a fortune in special effects and prosthetics.
The VX would be
it would be insane. But it reminds me of the scene in is it Phantom Menace, where they get sort of like they get captured and put into the arena by the and they have to fight all the different it's not the Rancor, but like,
I know what you mean.
You know which ones I mean. And it's like that. So in live action, we're talking film level budget. Granted, a film from many years ago, so probably special effects are cheaper now. But even so, I think there are a few like live action TV shows that can do that level of action.
It's not possible, and this is what I love about Lower Decks. They achieve so much with so few episodes.
And I think in Star Trek sometimes we see very human-centric crews, because that's what's easier to film. So you have like a token alien or like a couple of different alien species on a ship or a space station. But in Lower Decks you get to see like the full gamut of all of the Star Trek species. And Mariner can fight every single one of them. Yes, somehow. She can kick all their asses.
There are some of my favourite moments are Mariner just kicking ass. But what I also like is the fact that sometimes you just do not know if she's actually telling the truth about these stories, or whether it is just her mystique and the fact that she is lying just to keep this mystique going. Like the fact that she kind of made out that she was a black opt operative, and it wasn't like all these people died on Starbase 80 because of lice.
And there's an interesting thing with Mariner, because like on the one hand she so doesn't want to be the person who gives a shit about what other people think of her. Like she wants to be that rebel with a cause, and then on the other hand she also wants to be cool. Like she doesn't want to be like stuck in like the lame bureaucratic like awkward space accidents. And I think you see that really well, because another episode that I think's peak Mariner is where she goes to meet her girlfriend's friends for the first time, and they're just awful.
They are.
And then in the end they have to like beat everyone up because of a space virus.
She stuns them.
And she stuns them, and her girlfriend's like, I've been waiting for you to do that all
day. I love how this story kind of, I think this leads really beautifully into character growth and arc. Because across the seasons, Mariner moves from aggressively self-sabotaging and defiant to someone learning to trust others, be vulnerable, and accept that Starfleet can be the place where she belongs. And I think her arc, obviously with her mum the captain, her dad an admiral, there is so much that she kind of has to live up to. And I just love that her arc is all about pushing past the fear of becoming a perfect officer for her parents and finding a version of herself that kind of fits her. And I think it's one of the best arcs, and that's a 5. I'm giving that one a 5. We didn't give the last one a score, but that's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, the last, Beast, I think we're both giving 5.
Oh, okay. So we'll just go for 10.
But yeah, give it's Beast is a 5. I would, do you know what, in terms of character growth and arc, I would agree. I actually think it's really good. And this is one of the ones where I think sometimes, like I've seen discourse around Mariner's growth online, where some people find her inconsistent, whereas I find her in the middle of a struggle. So, and that's why it is deliberately inconsistent. Growth
isn't always linear. It's not always straight. It's like a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster.
And I think when you join Mariner at the beginning of like the Lower Decks, she doesn't want to be good.
No, she doesn't.
Like she's trying to do everything she can to be a bad Starfleet officer. And then finds herself in situations where she accidentally excels. And then finally you see her starting to accept that actually there is part of the sort of Starfleet world where that she does want to be a good, she does want to be a good leader for her friends. And I think it's interesting that for the big kind of final moment in the last series, you get like you see a lot of her by herself for the first time. she's not with a team, she's not with a crew.
Yeah.
And you see the kind of culmination of that struggle and journey, and of her wanting to do the right thing and trying to, like, because there's also what you see as her character flaws in the beginning, you realise are her kind of moments of growth towards the end.
Yeah.
So, like, her complex backstory, like, all of those kind of annoying things about her in the first series have payoff throughout. So I think she's just very thoughtfully written as well.
Yeah. Like I said, this whole series is a love letter to fans. I 100% believe that every single person who has had any involvement in Lower Decks is a fan. And I also think they're going through our sites. I 100%. I have this headcanon. They are literally going through our sites and looking at our stories.
Do you know why I think the writers, fanfiction, I think
100%.
all of the writers on Lower Decks have written a Star Trek fanfic.
Oh, 100%. There is no way.
No way not.
There's no way. Like, they have, like, the story of that medieval planet. That is someone's fever dream that they've wrote into a Star Trek. And I love 100%,
it. 100%. They found that on AO3.
Yeah, and I love it. And the fact that I can go back and use it, and I've used it in a shore leave mission. Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I loved having Pyrex. I finally got my dragons into Star Trek. So it'd take me 8 years.
Yeah.
I was allowed to do Dragon Riders of Fern in Star Trek. I was so excited.
We had things that you love coming together in a beautiful moment.
It was beautiful. We had dragon jousting. It was brilliant.
And here's my theory, and I don't know, this is like a kind of broader cultural thing. I think shows like Rick and Morty that are really chaotic have allowed Lower Decks to kind of flourish and
100%.
try, like, make bigger swings.
Yeah.
And be a bit weirder.
Yeah.
And you're right, some of the best episodes are those like crazy fanfic fever
even
dream
it's
ones.
allowed programs like Strange New Worlds to do the unusual episodes, like the musical episode, like just the random episodes. And even, like, I think, like, the new episodes that we're going to get this season, the newest season, just looking at the trailers, they are not the normal episodes. They're not, they're starting off with the Vulcan episode where everyone gets turned Vulcan and then they can't turn them back.
Which I love, because I love a Vulcan.
Yes.
Turn me into a Vulcan any day. I also think it's an interesting return. So we've had, like, Discovery, where you've got this long story arc that kind of every episode's connected, and there's like this really, like, longer storytelling form. Lower Deck returns us to Monsters of the Week.
Yeah, and I think that's
a through line.
Yeah. But
they're very episodic, and that is also, I think, very much part of that, like, letter of love to original Star Trek.
Yeah, I do 100% agree. And I just think it's taken Star Trek time to find its feet again. You've got to remember, we had 20 years of no Star Trek. It wasn't going to be perfect when it came back, but I have a deep-rooted love for Discovery. I think
me too.
It's brilliant. It's given me a lot of writing fuel, and you can take, as with anything, you can take bits that you like and you can leave the bits that you don't like, and I think more people need to do that instead of writing it off.
And one of the things that I think Discovery does better than any other Star Trek, the Mirror Universe. So good.
Why do you think I've got it? Why do you think SS Mary Rose has an area for the Mirror Universe? Because of that one. Because you probably don't actually know this. So Rosie started about a year before Discovery came back. So I had been writing, it might have even been 2 years before Discovery came back. I had a whole plot where Greg Knoll was going to be his Mirror Universe counterpart for the whole thing. If you look back on the early missions, something is not right with Greg Knoll, because he was going to be the Mirror.
Hints because he was going to be Mirror Universe.
Yes. And I am literally still pissed off 8 years later that I never could do that, because people were going to be like, oh, he's copying Larnaca. It's copying Larnaca.
No, it was my idea.
I was writing it. So do you know what I did? I just decided to do a side quest because I still wanted to write Greg Knoll as a bad guy, and there he is. Yeah,
that works.
This is the reason why the Mirror Universe is a side quest on so many games. It's because I started it around the same time. Seriously, I've got a whole
It's
lore.
official. Becca is now Queen of the Mirror Universe.
Yes.
She is the Empress of the Terran Empire.
Oh my god. Could you imagine? Oh my god.
I don't think I have the heart to exist in the Terran universe.
Oh no, I could.
You know what I mean?
I could totally exist in the Mirror Universe. I am now looking at the titles for the Mirror Universe Empress because I now want to change it.
That's your new handle that you're going by.
Mirror Universe.
Yeah. But going back to Mariner's character development.
Yes. Sorry.
While you look at that. Yes. No, it's fine. Like, I think, ultimately, I think like Mariner is, in terms of characters in Star Trek, one of the most complex and like thought out character like development arcs that you can get. And I think she does, and even I think in Lower Decks is like one of the better character arcs that
But what I like is the fact she's a well-written woman.
Yeah. And they haven't just stopped at the cop-out of, oh, she's a strong, independent woman.
Yes.
No, because she's not always strong.
Yes.
Sometimes she fails.
Yes.
And sometimes she is arrogantly flawed as well, which I also love.
So much.
Like, so often women aren't allowed to just be assholes. And sometimes Mariner's an asshole. And I love seeing that.
Without a doubt, she is just sometimes an asshole, and that you're 100% correct. And that is kind of what I love about her. That she is just sometimes that, and she doesn't have any shame about it, which I think is beautiful because she doesn't have it. Okay, I've got the title. I've got the whole spill. All hail her most imperial majesty, Mother of the Fatherland, Overlord of Vulcan, Dominus of Kronos, Regina Andor, all hell. Becca.
I'm in. Sign me up. What's the there's like is it like the fist on the heart? I can't
it's the
remember
fist
what the
on the heart.
Empire salute is, isn't it?
We won't do the rest just in case we don't
want to get all Tesla about it.
Yeah, no, we don't want to be Tesla. But yes, so getting back to Mariner, because we've gone off on a Mirror Universe quest. Iconic quotability and charisma. What are you marking her for this?
I think like it's somewhere between a 4 and a 5, and I'm kind of a bit undecided. So I think she's incredibly witty, and she suffers from that thing of, you know, where well, actually you're probably a lot nicer than me, but sometimes where you like you see low-hanging fruit and you just have to take the piss out of your best friends. Mariner does. And she goes too far sometimes. To the point where it becomes mean instead of funny. But I find that very funny because I also have that character flaw. Where sometimes I'm like, no, I have to step away now, because if I follow my heart here, I'm gonna hurt feelings. Yeah.
But sometimes with ADHD, I forget that people have feelings too, and I do that. So
you just go for the joke because it's there and you can.
Yeah, sometimes I can't help it. Okay, it just happens. I do 100% agree. I agree, but I've got a firm 4. Okay,
nice.
She's got top tier quotability and charisma. She's practically everything out of her mouth is quotable. She blends snark, meta-commentary, and pure hype, e.g. ramen speed baby, as one of her quotes. She's cool, quick-witted, and charismatic. She's the life of the ship, even when she is the one causing the problems.
Yes. Yeah, I would say let's go solid 4 all round. I would say that feels right. Yeah. And I think the only thing that I think stops her being a 5 is that she hasn't like got that cemented. You know, like some characters just have like that ultimate quote that goes down in history, and I think Mariner kind of is so funny that she never has a quote that stands out like that. Yeah, she hasn't got that one iconic. She hasn't got the make it so.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Which I think that's probably been done for that reason, because it's more of an ensemble show with Boimer, her, and all the other characters. It's probably done like that. Oh, I love her. I love her as a character. But so now we're getting into the ones that are funny, because we like to have a little funny around here. Is she likely to start a bar fight?
Yeah. Yes.
I think we just need to go straight to 10 on this one.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
guaranteed. Not only would
She-
she have started it, she'd finish it, buy everyone a drink afterwards, and somehow still get promoted.
And I'm sure in the show she starts bar fights.
I'm pretty sure she starts.
Doesn't she start like a fight at the convention?
Yeah, I think so.
She's like and she manages to, or like her and her mum start a fight or something.
Yeah.
So, like, I think her tactic to like, if you ask her to make a distraction, she's picking a fight. She's that.
Yeah, I
character in the
think
party.
that is kind of her go-to.
Yeah.
You know, Klingons love
She's
her.
throwing shoes.
Yeah, yes, she is 100%. She would be throwing the shoes in a D&D party. I've put that Klingons love her, shady smugglers love her, so do rogue AIs and Ferengi. She brings the party and the fists.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, some people bar fight because they're angry. Some people bar fight to make friends.
Yeah, and I think very much like Jaxia Dax, she's up there. Yeah.
Yeah. She can blend in a lot of different situations because of that.
Yes, which is good. This is why I think so many different rogue elements of Star Trek love her. And our final category, is she likely to cause a temporal paradox?
I think. Ooh. Do you know what? I actually think less so. Do you know who I think would cause a temporal paradox in Lower Decks? It's Boimler.
Yeah, and he has.
So I think, and I 100% think that Mariner would be standing next to him, but I think she's probably warning him that if he does that, he's going to start and then she's cussing him out while she helps fix it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think she's that.
I wrote she wouldn't mean to cause it. She'd just want to see what happened if she hotwired a 29th century time pod or dared a Q to do something interesting. I've put that she's the exact person the Temporal Integrity Commission would probably put a tracker on, just to be on the safe side, because she would be next to Boimler.
Yes. Yeah. And if you don't want Boimler to notice that he's being watched, track Mariner.
Yeah, that's 100% what I wrote on my screen.
Yeah. So I think for that, I give her a 3. Like, I think she's more likely to than not.
Yes.
She's not the most likely to in the lower deck quarters.
Yes. And Cam's agreed that she's a cross between Dax and any Ryan Reynolds character.
Yeah, do you know what? The best description ever for Mariner.
I am going to use that as a quote.
Yeah.
Because I like that, Cam, so thank you. That's brilliant. But I've got to do some maths. 2 seconds.
Okay.
10, 20, 40, 50, 51.
I don't think that's helping, but
No, it's not. 59.
59.
Yeah.
So that's her overall score. That's pretty high.
That is pretty high.
I think we'll be seeing a Mariner Dax final. It's
Yes.
hard.
Yes.
Although, yeah. Or what might happen is that we just end up with like multiples in the 50s that we have to play off against each other.
Yeah, I think that's
battle royale.
That I think it's going to be a battle royal. But that brings up, who are we going to throw up for the next episode?
Okay,
you
so
pick one, I pick one. We put it to the fleet.
Yeah, I like that. So I think we've done Dax and we've done Mariner.
Yeah.
So I would like to pull from a different franchise because I think it's fun to bounce around.
Okay.
So, do you know what? I'm gonna put forward Janeway.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Because some people, I think Janeway is the Marmite of Star Trek captains. Some people are willing to die for Janeway.
Yes.
Some people wish that she had been someone else. So yeah,
Okay.
I'm going for Janeway.
I'm going to put Belana Torres.
Oh, that is a really good head off. Talk about a battle royale.
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. Because also, I think another kind of Marmitey character.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. So it's a Torres versus Janeway. I would have to see what happens. But what have you got coming up before the next episode next month?
Yeah, so we've got Anime Club every Friday over on Nerdy Up North, which we're all about, and of course all of the wonderful writing projects that we have in Obsidian Fleet. So if you want to come and hang out with me, you've got Atlantis, Mary Rose, Avalon and Frostpoint, Star Wars Frostpoint. Avalon is X-Men. Or just come and hang out in the Obsidian Fleet Discord and say hi. Oh no, and I was going to say, like, currently we're also looking forward to the summer and for Obsidian Day.
Yes.
But we don't have a fixed date yet, and
we don't have a fixed date because
we'll definitely have another one of these before it happens.
we'll have two before this happens, because one of them is a secret episode.
Ooh.
Should we tell people what's going to be happening? Should we tell people?
I think you should. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a secret episode that's coming out not next month, the month after. So it'll be July's episode. Because July is going to be a bit of a different month, because we're going to be moving things around a little bit, because me and Phoebe are going to a con together. So Phoebe's coming to stay with me afterwards, and we're going to do a live episode in my living room. We're
going to have women of Trek sleepover.
Sleepover. So that's going to be July's episode, or maybe August's episode. I don't know what I've done to the schedule. It could be there's 2 episodes before it. It could be there's 1. I don't really know.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But
if you want to track us, come and join Obsidian Fleet.
Yeah, you'll find us. What have I got going on?
Women of Nerd Culture.
I've got a Women of Nerd Culture episode that can't be announced yet because we haven't announced it, but that should be in 2 weeks' time. And then we've got, I think that's it. I don't think I've got anything else planned. I've just got all my writing things. So I've got SS Mary Rose, I've got Atlantis, I've got Avalon, I've got Power Rangers Solar Force. If you want to be a Power Ranger, come and join us. We are having lots of fun. I've got my Dragon Riders of Pern game. Yeah, I've got lots going on.
Love it. And also, one of the Women of Nerd Culture that you can talk about, which was today's episode that dropped this morning, which I loved. I watched the rest of it when I got home.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were doing it about police and women in police law force law, CSI.
Procedural, yeah.
It's a good episode, and if you want to hear me rant and rave about 90s TV show for the first 10 minutes, it is the place to go, because
Becca went on an absolute beautiful spiral all about the bill, which I hadn't thought about the bill for years, and then as you started talking about it, I was like, oh my god, I remember the bill.
Yes, it's quite essential
iconic.
British viewing, but we do talk about American programs and things like that. But it's a great episode, and I am absolutely loving the little women things that I'm doing. I feel like things are a little bit more pink in my life at the moment. But yes, so next week should be a rewrite episode, but we don't know. But if it's not, it might be a gaming stream. We'll see.
Or a gaming stream, yeah.
We'll see what happens. But until next time, stay lovely, stay logical, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.
In the vastness of the stars.